This is Midrash Rabbah, Parshat Lecha, yet it is entitled Mordechai's anguished decision to save Achashverosh. You may be asking, what does Achashverosh have to do with Lecha? But you will see that they are intrinsically tied together. And the Midrash starts out with a question that we would never have asked. We know in the story of Esther that Mordechai, because he was on the Sanhedrin and knew all the languages, he overheard two people plotting against the king. And he told Esther to tell the king what was going on. It was written in that book, and then the king got up in the middle of the night and read from the book. We know how this all fits in. But the Midrash, only the Midrash could ask this very fundamental question. Why? Why did Mordechai reveal this information to the king? After all, the king was no friend of the Jews. He was the one that signed off on the final solution that Haman proposed. And of course, no one would implicate Mordechai in this, because nobody even understood this language that he overheard. So, and of course, lastly, there was a lot of personal reasons why he might have considered not revealing this to the king. After all, the king was living with a woman against her will, and that woman was either, according to the simple text, his niece, but according to the Talmud, his wife. So there were a lot of things that might have made him reconsider, and yet he did it. So why did he do it? So the Midrash gives two answers. The first answer is that there is a long-standing tradition that our greatest sages helped out kings and revealed things to them. It started with Paro, that Yaakov blessed Paro, and went on to Yosef, who revealed, of course, to Paro the famine that was coming. And then we have Daniel. So we have these precedents, and of course we could go on. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he revealed to Vespasian that he was going to be the emperor even before it happened. And then the messengers came and said that Nero died, and he was elected the new emperor. So you see, there's a lot of precedent. There's a legend about Rashi that someone who was going to conquer during the Crusades, going to conquer Jerusalem, stopped by Rashi and asked what was going to happen. And Rashi said, "You're going to be victorious. You're going to be king for 3 days, but then there's going to be a counter attack by the Muslims. You're going to lose everything. You're going to come back with 4 horses, or 3 horses." So as it ended up exactly that, he came back, but he had 4 horses and not 3. And he said, "I'm going to kill Rashi because he lied to me." And he also threatened the Jewish community. But as he was coming under the pillars outside of the city where Rashi was, they collapsed and killed one of the horses. So it was exactly as Rashi said. So you have this precedent. So that's one of the answers. The other answer is very much the same. It's sort of just giving the background, but it's very astonishing. And now this brings us back to the connection to Lecha from Megillat Ruth. So we have this famous bracha, "V'nivrechu b'cha kol mishpachot adamav zarecha," right? God gave this powerful blessing to Avram, that through him the world would be blessed. And that is interpreted to mean that there will be critical junctures in Jewish history, and our greatest sages will be revealing things to the kings of those times about the future. So that is the reason that Mordechai did it. Now, it is amazing when you think about it, because here you have this bracha that Avram got from God, and who realized that it had such far-reaching implications throughout Jewish history, so many different critical stages where it came to life, and who realized that it kind of recast the whole story of Megillat Esther, because instead of this routine decision that we all assumed that Mordechai took because he heard about the plot and revealed it to the king, it was nothing like that at all. He had great personal reasons to reconsider, and yet he followed this tradition because there was a halachic precedent. That's the way you conduct yourself. That's how Jewish destiny is going to unfold. So amazing how a simple bracha really stretched out throughout the history and made such a difference. Have a great Shabbat.